It's exciting. I'm ready. I'm ready for the process to be kind of over with. Just get ready to dive into whatever team that you end up on.
Who do you think they might go to?
I'm not sure. I think there's a lot of uncertainty in this draft, and it's not in my control. So I'm gonna just sit back and let God do His work.
With the second visit with Boston on Monday, how did that go? And do you have any idea what they're thinking?
It was great. First off, the city of Boston is amazing. I love being there. Danny Ainge is a great guy. Coach Brad Stevens is a great guy, and I feel like I connect with them really well. I'm not sure. There's a lot of uncertainty in the draft. It's not up to me. I know GMs have to do their due diligence. They have to make sure that everything checks up, and they have to get a lot of people on board. So they have a really tough job. So I hold no grudges or anything like that. Hopefully, at the end of the day, they pick me or think about me, but it is what it is.
Did you know why they brought you in for a second time?
Uh,
Did they tell you why specifically? Or?
Not sure. I mean, I think they're definitely heavily considering me, taking me at the third pick of the draft, but I'm sure they brought some other guys in as well. I'm not sure. I don't keep up with everything, but I'm glad they did bring me in, and I had a great time, and it's a great area.
Sounds like that's a place you'd like to go, not just because it might be the first available spot in the draft after the first two go, but is that fair that it's a desirable spot for you?
It's a nice spot, man. The way it was described to me, the research I've done so far, it seemed everything checks out. It's a cultural city. They love their sports there. They definitely have their high on education. You have Harvard, you have MIT, you have some big schools that are around the area. So that's something that I can definitely get involved with right away. So I like that kind of stuff. So far so good.
What part of your game still have to work on?
Every part. I feel like even my strengths are my weaknesses. I'm entering a game full of grown men, so I'm not sure what to expect. I just know I got to get better.
What do you think you can bring an NBA team right now?
Defense, I think me being able to guard 1 through 4 will put me on the floor, and then everything else is a bonus.
So you get a lot of advice from former Knicks head coach and NBA star Isaiah Thomas. Could you give us a word of anything you think he's helping you throughout this process?
He's a great guy. Repeat the question now.
Anything Isaiah's been telling you throughout the process or getting you ready for this day?
No, he's just giving me advice. Enjoy it. He's just telling me to just keep being who I am, let people show my character, smile, have fun, be a kid. He said a lot of times it gets really serious, really tense around this time, and he said just have fun. He's like, whatever's for you is for you, whether you can embrace it or reject it. That's typically how your career goes. So just be open-armed and smile and have fun.
How are you and your camp looking at that third pick? A lot of people think that that's the first question mark in the draft. How are you guys looking at that, and then maybe how those next few picks might unfold?
Like I said before, it's a lot of uncertainty in the draft. Like we don't know what's going to happen. People might trade up. People might switch their picks around. So for me, all I can do is focus on me. I can't focus on what everybody else is doing. All I can do is hope that if I'll end up in the right place, but you never know at this time. It's driving me crazy, actually.
When do you think the nerves might kick in?
I think the nerves will kick in probably around draft day, probably when they start announcing the teams and when they start saying the picks are in, maybe. But as of now, like, I'm extremely confident in what I can do and who I am, and hopefully a team recognizes that.
Talk a little bit about Sacramento. How you think if drafted by them alongside of DeMarcus Cousins?
Sacramento's a good place. I know Vlade and Paige are there. Really good guys. They have a good team in Rondo. Who wouldn't want to play with Rondo? I mean, he's one of the best point guards in the league. So Sacramento's a good place. It's not too far from Berkeley, where I was staying at, about an hour out. I'm real close with Sharif. Sharif Abdur-Rahim worked at Sacramento for a while, and he loves it there. He still lives there. So it's a great place. And if that's a team I get chosen by, that's fine with me.
I'm sorry. Did you work out for the Celtics once or twice? And what was different about the second one?
Twice. The first one was a competitive workout, and then the second one was I was by myself. So it was it's a time to build. Met the owner and things like that. Talked to Brad, talked to Danny, and things like that. It went really well.
Were there some certain drills or things that they were looking for you to work on in that individual workout?
No, it was pretty much similar to the first one. It wasn't too heavy or things like that. It was more about like just the interview, getting to know me a little bit more.
What kind of questions did they have for you about your game, your background, personality?
Just some stuff, They just asking me questions. I can't remember exactly what, but Some good questions, I guess.
The scouting report varies on you a lot.
Right.
What are some of the things you're trying to show these clubs, and what is some of the myths that you're trying to dispel?
I think the thing I'm trying to clear up is that if I can shoot the ball, translate to the NBA shot because it's a little bit farther behind. Shooting the ball 29% leaving college is different going into the NBA where the three-point line is farther back, so they think I'll shoot it worse. But in these workouts, I've been shooting it really well, and with hands in my face, with competition and et cetera. So it's been going really well, and I think a lot of people have low expectations of me going in and shooting the ball. And I think it's given me a little bit of an edge because I've blown people away a little bit.
Did you change anything about your shot since the season ended?
No, just repetition. I mean, I go to like one of the best public schools in the world, so you have a lot of obligations, a lot of people pulling at you, especially education-wise. You have to focus on that just as much as basketball. So now when school is over, you can just focus on your craft and everything. You can get a lot of repetition up. All you have to do all day is to work on your game. So no other obligations. So it's been working out really well.